How do you know if you are actually growing closer to God? Well, I think there are signs that point in that direction. I think there's graces that God gives you to recognize these signs, that it's Him letting you know you were there. Testimony of today. It's actually something that feeds on yesterday. So there's times in my life that I'm feeling lost in the woods, and I beg God, show me something, give me some relief, whatever. And not necessarily show me a sign, but just give me some relief to know that, like, you care. And I told my story yesterday to somebody where I was going through some turmoil mentally over some situations, and I was in adoration. This happened about 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago this month, actually. I went to adoration. I was alone. The person that usually goes with me texted me along the way that she wasn't going to be there, and so I was sitting there with Jesus all by myself, and I was prostrate on the ground. I was crying. I was asking God just to help me. And about 30 to 45 minutes into my adoration, which is about an hour long, some young lady, 20s, maybe early 30s, walks in. I'm sitting down in my chair, writing stuff in my journal, and basically what I'm writing is I'm going to be a better father, a better husband, a better son, better friend. I'm feeling like a worthless POS, okay, to be frank. I don't feel like I'm succeeding. I know I'm not succeeding at what I want to succeed at. Am I even succeeding at what He wants me to succeed at? Going through all these emotions. Well, this young lady walks in while I'm writing this down. She's only in there a few minutes. She hands me a note. And the note simply said, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. From Jesus. Literally said, from Jesus. Then the next line says, it's something I felt the Lord wanted me to tell you. And it blew my mind reading this note. Blew my mind so much that I couldn't even concentrate. Like, I read it, I'm like sitting, I'm digesting, I'm like, why would you give this to me right now when I'm having this? What? And by the time I conjured up the idea to turn and see who she was already gone. And you don't have to believe me. Got the note in my office, posted up. You don't have to believe me, but I'm going to tell you what you should believe is that God will provide a way through all the trials. And He'll show up, showing you that He's there. May not be what I described. But I've had different things that have happened. Coincidences that seemingly are not coincidence. Like, how'd you show up at the exact time I need you? How many times that happened in your life, huh? How did this thing turn out? And it's usually whenever you're at the end, like, man, I can't go any further. Like, I am boom. Like, I can't go another day without whatever. And it happens. And I have that description often with people, man. Like, you don't know how many times in my life that I've been on the verge of it all falling apart. But I've kept my composure and my mentality and more importantly, my faith and my hope and trust in God. That He swooped in and things changed when they needed to. And not that I haven't lost things, but there were things that I guess no longer were good for me. And I just have to trust and have faith that He's doing that for me. Like, no, Adam, like, you no longer need this. You're being pruned. You need to cut this out. Because all signs should have pointed that we, I should have been able to keep that or done this or whatever. So my point being is, you ask for signs, and he gives them to you, and sometimes you ignore them. And sometimes it can be very subtle, of just somebody smiling at you, like you thinking interiorly, man, the world sucks, and then somebody turns to you and smiles. It could be as simple as that. But just don't ever lose faith. I think the reason why I got that written letter from that young lady is because my faith interiorly is strong. And I was at a very weak moment. And he wanted to shock my system. And he did. Because if it would have happened to anybody else, they would have purely written it off. Where I'm not writing it off as anything other than how powerful God is to hear me crying to him, and he sends me a messenger that says, hey, dude, it's all good. I believe you can do it. You know, I can believe you can get through this. Funny enough, I'm going through harder stuff now, and I got to look at that letter. And I got to reaffirm myself and my faith that he's already told me he believes in me. Part of that letter, I believe in you. You can do it. And so, if you're going through anything that's troubling, man, let me know. Shoot me a comment, message, whatever. Like and subscribe into what I'm doing, because I just truly enjoy talking about Jesus into the camera. And as life continues to go more and my beard gets longer and the gray comes out and the hair gets lost, it's for the sheer fact of withstanding the storms of life. And I just want to be a true testimony to how awesome and powerful God is, and how much I don't want to live a sinful life. I want to live a life that is solely relied upon my faith in him to do whatever he wants me to do. And that is a very difficult walk when you start walking down that path. But mentally, there's some relief that no matter what you do, if you stay within God's good grace by avoiding sin, and if you sin, you go confess, all those things, you are on the right path, and he can always guide you back if you get off the beaten path. So I need that faith as more adversity comes my way. I hope you do too. God bless.